Hello and welcome back to this series. My name is Charles, and in this episode we're going to be showing you how to adjust the internal cams of your Jandy electronic actuator valve. Stay tuned. The actuator valve that we installed, we actually do not need to do any adjustments. It was already preset for us, and this is a perfect setting for what we need to do. We needed a 180-degree turn on each mode that we set up for pool and spa mode, but nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and show you how to adjust your internal cams. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and remove your handle. Place it to the side. Next, you want to go ahead and remove the 4 smaller screws on the top. One right here, one right here, one right here, one right here. And when you're done, remove the screws completely from the cover and then lift off the cover by wiggling it. This here is the internal workings of this Jandy electronic actuator valve. Okay, now this is the motor. Okay, this is where the cable plugs into. This is the main board, the processor that processes the signals is coming to and from the main board. Okay, and right here, this is where the cams are. This is where the diverter gets connected to the bottom diverter inside of the main body of the valve. And then these are the cams right here. Here, there are 2 stopping points, okay? This one is higher than this one. This one's lower, this one's higher. The reason being that they're higher and lower, this sets the 2 modes for the different positions that you need. The internal workings, if you can notice right here, if I can zoom in, hopefully you can be able to see it. Right in there, there's a little yellow, right in there. Hopefully you can see it. There's a little yellow switch on that white plastic. See that nub? See that yellow thing? See that little nub? I'm gonna point at it. See if I can back up and switch my hands. Okay. There goes the yellow switch, and this is the nub right here. Okay. When I switch it, that nub is what hits onto that nub is what hits onto that switch, which stops it. And the same thing goes for the other side. This switch being on the top side, you're gonna see when that nub comes and it's gonna hit onto that switch and it's gonna stop it. This is a perfect example right here. We're about 90 degrees right now. You're gonna see when that nub comes and it's gonna hit on that switch. It's gonna stop it completely. Almost there. Here it comes. There. Okay, so if you needed this to change positions, let's say I needed this valve to stop right here to close off the spa main drain for whatever reason. Let's say this is the pipe that you needed to stop on. Go back to the orientation of your valve. Put your valve on your main handle. Never base yourself off where you grab your handle. Base yourself off on this point where it says off. This is closing the internal portion of the valve. So right now in this orientation, water's coming into this pipe and splitting both ways, and it's coming both ways because the diverter is over here. So these 2 ports of this valve is open. So this is the back port, it's open, water coming in, and 2 ports coming out. In the other orientation, you saw that this valve actually was facing this way. It was closing off the pool return, allowing water to come in here. So this port was closed and this port was open. Open, flowing through. Now in this orientation, where it's off, water's flowing both ways. So if I wanted to adjust this internal cam for it to close this pipe right here, okay, I'm gonna need to change the lower cam. And I'm gonna need to rotate the lower cam. So the way you do that is, because the lower cam is the one that's gonna manage the bottom one, you can simply do it by two ways. You're gonna need to use the back processor. Let me flip it around. The back switch is located right underneath here. It has 3 positions. Middle is off, on is one way, and off is the other way. So when you're flipping it, see the orientation that your main valve is turning. Okay? So remember, on the valve, the smaller gap is faced to the smaller gap right here, which is in front of this valve. So right now the diverter is off right here. If I needed this to be shut off in this position, I'm gonna need to rotate and move that bottom cam. And the way to do that is, you can simply take your fingers right around and grasp the bottom cam and start clicking it. You can actually move it. It's only gonna move the bottom one. The top one is not gonna move. Okay? So now you try it out. Look at the orientation. Remember, that smaller gap is the front of the valve. So if it passes it, see? Now look at the orientation of where this valve is. It's directly right on top of that. So I haven't gotten there yet. So what I'm gonna need to do is, I'm gonna really need to advance this bottom until it reaches that. See? Now it stopped. So I'm gonna back it up and go forward and see where that actually hit to that. Boom, right there. So now I put my handle back on top. Is that the orientation that I want? It's a little off. So what I can do is to adjust it very minutely. It has so many different grooves that you can really dial it in to exactly where you want it to be. So I need to back off one. Actually, I need to advance it more. So I'm gonna go back down to that bottom one and advance that nub some more. A little bit less. Right there. Perfect. And that's the way you adjust your valve. Now I'm gonna put it back to the way I needed it, but that's exactly how you adjust your internal cams. You could do that for both sides, top and bottom, or left and right. It's just top and bottom for the actual switches, which manages the movement of either left or right for your actuator valve. All right, so now once you got your start and stop points set for your actuator valve, put it back, everything into pool mode. Right now we're in pool mode, meaning that our spa main drain is closed, and then we're going to be opening up our pool and spa side. So once that finishes the rotation, leave your micro switches in the back in that same position. Okay, that way you're ready to go for, we're going to put the cover back on and tighten everything up for this actuator valve. Thank you so much for watching this 3-part series on replacing a Jandy actuator valve. Tips and tricks on how to determine if it's bad, the installation, and the adjustments of the internal cams. If you found this series with value and a lot of information, please hit the like button. Comment below with any questions that you have. I'll answer them as soon as they come in. Hit the subscribe button. We need your help. We want more subscribers. We're bringing you so much value, hopefully. Thank you again. On to the next pool.